Hey, what's going on, y'all? This boy, wait a minute. I was just closing my door real quick. I'm gonna read the title, then I'm gonna say what I gotta say. Um, this is WWE Legends who put over a superstar, but backfired massively. So, I saw Soul Skull was on the front and very well. I don't think the Soul Skull doesn't even lose matches, bro. His matches just keep ending in disqualification because I guess they think that makes him look better. So he's not like actively losing the match. But he kinda is. Um also, they ain't go nowhere. It's like with Austin Theory. When Austin Theory beat John Cena, they ain't go nowhere. They just put him in a tag team. And it's pretty much the same with Solo Sikoa and Jimmy Uso. Like they feel like they have that tag team vibe to them, even though they ain't really doing no tag matches.
On YouTube is so much deeper.
They said Jacob Fatu has just joined WWE, so I'm hoping we do something with him maybe this week. I don't
10
want them to
times
do
a
man,
WWE
like,
legend put
where
someone
they
over,
sign him,
and
but
it
he don't show up till
massively
like
backfired.
late
Number
October.
10, The Rock putting
We'll
over
be like
Goldberg.
on to
When
somebody
WWE
else.
finally signed WCW star Goldberg in 2003, they instantly booked Goldberg in a feud with their biggest active star, that being The Rock. The Rock wrestling Goldberg and putting him over would be a passing of the torch style moment and would inform the WWE fans that WWE were going to present Goldberg in a manner fitting of his star power. The dream match would go down at the 2003 Backlash event, and whilst The Rock did indeed put Goldberg over clean, there was a shift in the crowd response and Goldberg was gradually getting booed throughout the match. The Rock was so entertaining as his Hollywood Rock persona that the fans had no choice but to root for everything he did, and Goldberg being booked in a 14-minute match with someone as charismatic as The Rock did nobody any favors. Number 9, Randy Orton putting over Jinder Mahal. Randy Orton has made a career out of putting out anyone and everyone over. Orton, especially over the past 15 years, has shown the wrestling world that he is incredibly selfless in the squared circle, and Orton has never, outside of a few exceptions, had an issue putting over another talent. In 2017, WWE were planning on pushing Jinder Mahal up the card, and they were going to have Mahal defeat Orton to win the WWE title at the Backlash event. Orton didn't just put over Mahal once, he put over Mahal on several different pay-per-view events. Even though everyone was saying that Mahal wasn't ready for the main event scene, Orton persisted and tried his best to get Mahal over. The problem was that Mahal wasn't ready for the main event, and the fans had a tough time investing in a wrestler that was enhancement talent just a few weeks prior. Number 8, Kane putting over Albert. Similarly to Randy Orton, Kane is another WWE legend that has never had a problem with putting someone over, and in 2001, WWE booked Kane to drop the Intercontinental title to Albert. WWE were implementing plans to push Albert up the card, and they believed that having Albert defeat Kane for the title would create a new top star. The fans had no desire to see Albert in a primary role in the company, and even when Albert pinned Kane's shoulders to the mat, it received little to no reaction, as the fans just didn't
It was
care.
very hairy.
WWE evidently expected this to be a major moment for Albert, yet based on the lackluster reaction, they decided to go back to the drawing board. Despite Albert having possession of one of the most prestigious titles in the entire company, Albert would be booked like an afterthought, and his only singles reign during his WWE career would last just a few weeks. Number 7, Chris Jericho putting over Fandango. The clear aim with WWE booking the infamous Chris Jericho vs Fandango match at WrestleMania 29 was to create a brand new compelling heel character on the roster. Jericho would put over Fandango in a shocking upset, and whilst this was supposed to see Fandango becoming vilified by the fans, the complete opposite happened. WWE fans suddenly gravitated towards him, and they even took over Raw the next night by singing his trademark theme song. WWE's plan had completely backfired, and they were forced to take the Fandango persona in a completely new direction and embrace his newly found popularity. This would have likely angered Vince McMahon, who'd always had a habit of hating the fans forcibly changing the creative direction he was trying to go down. Number 6, Triple H putting over Roman Reigns. WrestleMania 32 wasn't exactly the quality fans traditionally expect when it comes to the biggest show of the year. WWE in their defense were plagued by injuries, yet these injuries didn't stop them from delivering one of the most nonsensical and hated main events of all time. The main event saw Triple H, who was semi-retired at this point in time, put over Roman Reigns in a WWE title showdown. This match was heavily criticized by fans. WWE fans were not remotely interested in Reigns' tiresome babyface act, and seeing Reigns take on Triple H wasn't a main event match anyone was pushing for. The match did more damage than good, and it once again meant that Reigns had to work insanely hard to get the fans on board, and this was solely due to WWE's negligent and out-of-touch booking. Number 5. John Cena putting over Solo Sikoa. For the longest time, WWE liked to book John Cena as invincible. During Cena's peak, WWE outright refused to put certain stars over Cena as they were concerned that this could damage Cena's image and legitimacy. Since Cena became a part-time talent, this attitude has drastically altered, and WWE and Cena are now open to putting young talent over WWE's former franchise guy. Take for instance at the Crown Jewel event in 2023, Cena lost to Solo Sikoa in the most convincing manner possible. Sikoa virtually annihilated Cena in the ring, and this was a shocking outcome, yet WWE had overdone Cena losing, so unfortunately, the victory wasn't as big of a deal as it would have been 5 years prior. Fans were quick to question if Sikoa was ready for what could be presented as a career-defining win, and WWE clearly noticed the poor feedback on social media. In the months since his win, the Bloodline member hasn't won a single 1v1 match, which in turn has made Sikoa's win a waste of time, as it hasn't improved his presentation or booking, and it could be argued that Sikoa is in the worst position following the victory. Number 4. Kurt Angle putting over Baron Corbin. Being chosen to retire Kurt Angle was a career highlight for Baron Corbin, yet this victory was ultimately detrimental to Corbin and the entire WWE product. It's no secret that fans as well as Angle himself wanted John Cena to be the one to retire Angle at WrestleMania 35. Angle and Cena had numerous iconic matches during their careers, and it would have been a fitting end to see Cena, who debuted against Angle, be the one to retire one of his most notable rivals. Vince McMahon was the one who insisted that it was Corbin, and the match itself was incredibly underwhelming as Angle and Corbin had little chemistry and the crowd was pretty much silent for the entire matchup. Corbin would win clean, which should have in theory pushed Corbin up the card, and WWE, to their credit, did follow up the victory with booking Corbin in the world title scene on Raw. The fundamental problem was that WWE stubbornly booked Corbin to retire Angle had made fans lose interest in anything Corbin did, and the fans had no desire to see Corbin push towards the world title scene. Corbin had to scratch and claw to win the fans back, and it's a common consensus that it was only when Corbin portrayed his bum-ass Corbin character that he slowly became a name that fans genuinely liked once again. Number 3. DX putting over Legacy.
He's
One
great
of the
now.
top matches on
He's
the
doing
Breaking
great
Point
stuff.
pay-per-view card saw DX take on Legacy
he
in a
returns
submissions
his
count
roots
anywhere match.
and stop
In a
caring
surprising
about
yet
people.
welcome finish, DX put over Cody Rhodes and
Yeah,
Ted
that's when
DiBiase,
we
and this should have
came
been a meaningful finish that is still discussed
Thank
today.
you, babyface.
Sadly,
now.
the
It's pretty
WWE
good.
did little to follow up
Well,
on the
not
win,
babyface,
and the
but-
win only served to act as a bridge between the first and
Not a
third match
stupid heel.
between the two teams.
Maybe a tweener.
Just weeks after the match, Legacy would be defeated by DX inside Hell in a Cell, and everyone quickly forgot that Legacy had defeated two legends just the weeks prior. A team of any kind defeating DX should have been booked with a clear path in place to elevate the team in question, yet unfortunately, this wasn't what happened in 2009 with Legacy. Number 2. The Undertaker putting over Roman Reigns. The Undertaker decided in 2016 that it was finally time to wrap up what had been a career like no other. The Undertaker was going to put over Roman Reigns in the main event of WrestleMania 33 and then bid farewell to the WWE. The only problem was that the match was so disappointing that The Undertaker had no choice but to eventually come out of retirement for several more months. Reigns defeating the dead man and seemingly retiring such a beloved name should have cemented him as the face of the company, yet WWE failed to realize that booking a babyface to retire The Undertaker was just going to anger the fans. The attitude of the overall fan base towards Reigns got even worse following WrestleMania, and whilst it initially looked like WWE were going to turn Reigns heel and fully embrace this fan resentment, this wouldn't actually happen for another 3 years. And number 1, John Cena putting over Austin Theory. WWE had presented Austin Theory as one of the future stars of the company between 2022
He's
and
the current
2023,
SmackDown
and
Tag
Theory
Team
had
Champion,
continuously
so he
called
goes-
out John Cena for a matchup. This would finally go down at WrestleMania 39, and whilst the build did Theory no favors, and some would say completely exposed Theory, fans had hoped that Theory would deliver a star-making performance against Cena and show the entire world that he could potentially be the next face of WWE. The match was a total letdown, and although Theory would pick up the win, Theory would win thanks to cheating, which didn't exactly present him in the way that was needed in order for the fanbase to take him seriously. Cena putting over Theory at WrestleMania was barely followed up on when it came to weekly television, and WWE had a questionable creative direction for Theory as he would sporadically be used despite being the reigning US champion. Unfortunately, based on Theory's presentation following Mania, it appeared that the WrestleMania match made WWE lose faith in him as a potential top guy. But there you have it, folks.
Vince wasn't
A
around.
WWE legend put someone over and it massively backfired.
But that's,
Sure, leave your comments down below. I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.
As soon as Vince left, he got the United States Championship, so I can't blame that on Vince. Thank y'all for watching.